Hey guys, Eric here, and it's been a while since I've done any gaming related videos, so I'm really excited to bring this video to you, where I'm going to be going over what's inside this slightly beat up box. But it is gaming related, not necessarily Megacade related, but it is emulation related, and I'm really excited to get to it. So I'm going to show you guys what's in this box, and I'm going to go over it. First we'll take it out of the box and I'll show you what's included, and then I'll show you some games on it. So let's go ahead and get into this. So the whole reason I even got the Megacade to begin with was because I'm really into retro gaming. I like everything from the super old school games to pretty current console games and PC games and stuff like that, but what I really enjoy the most is retro gaming. So for a while I've had various gaming platforms in the past where I was able to emulate games and play some of the classic games that I really enjoy playing. Sometimes those are handheld systems, sometimes those are just emulation on a PC or a laptop or something like that. So throughout the years there's been a lot of different devices that have been varying degrees of good at retro gaming and running emulation and stuff like that. But one of the devices that I really kind of fell in love with originally was like the original PSP. The original PSP was a great emulation device, and I really enjoyed playing on that. In fact, I enjoyed playing on that more than I did the actual PSP games. And it was the same idea with the PS Vita when that came out. Eventually there was homebrew and there was a bunch of stuff for that allowed you to play retro games on that. So those were great, and I love those devices, and actually those devices are still great for a lot of classic gaming and retro gaming and stuff like that. But they are heavy and they're getting harder and harder to find. It wasn't that long ago, maybe 2 years ago or so, that I found a device that I felt was decently good at emulation and would be a good portable system for retro gaming. And that device is called a Retroid Pocket. More specifically, a Retroid Pocket 2, which is this device here. And as you can see, it's got two sticks here, only one of which is an analog stick, I believe. This one is kind of a different stick. You've got your 4 trigger buttons, you've got your 4 buttons here. You've got a relatively decent keypad, and you've got a really tiny screen. This is not a touch screen, and this does run Android, hence Retroid. This does run the Android operating system. They had an update to this. In fact, I installed the updated PCB in this device, so technically this is a Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, and there were various upgrade options that you could do for this. You could get different buttons, different button pads. You could even install a touch screen, which made it way better at navigation and stuff like that. This device isn't very powerful. It will emulate up to Dreamcast games. It does run Dreamcast games pretty well. This device got me through, and I enjoyed playing this device, but it has since been outdated, let's say. So Retroid, GoRetroid.com recently announced and released this. This box is a little bit beat up because I kind of tore up the front to get into it, but I haven't opened the inside box yet, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what this is. This is the Retroid Pocket 3. Just like the Retroid Pocket 2, the Retroid Pocket 3 has some updates of its own, and it can emulate a lot better and a lot more efficiently than the Retroid Pocket 2, and it's sized a bit better. Also, but just like the Retroid Pocket 2, they're also releasing the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, which is actually the better version of this, and I actually have one of those on pre-order, but I haven't received it yet. And I believe shipments just started for that. So I haven't received mine yet, but I'm going to talk to you about this because it's essentially the same system. Same form factor and everything like that. It's just the internals on the 3 Plus are a little bit different. So let's get right into this. All right, so let's open this up, and we've got various options for buttons and pads and some screwdrivers and also some guitar picks for splitting it open and taking it apart. We got a free micro SD card, which is nice. These are more button PCBs. Don't know exactly what these are for yet, but we can get into that later. And let's actually pull the device out. So here's the box for the Retroid Pocket 3. Pull this off. And let's see what this device actually looks like. Most of the time I get my handheld gaming devices, if I can, themed like the old SNES, the old Super Nintendo, just because I really loved that system. So that tends to be what I gravitate towards. Okay, so we've got a USB-C charging cable, which is nice. Instruction manual. And then, what do we got here? Oh, it comes with a screen protector. Really, really nice. And the screen is definitely a good size. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, Super Nintendo themed. We've got a bigger screen. We've got 2 real analog sticks, which is really nice. Got the same 4 triggers at the top. We have an HDMI out, we have USB-C for charging, and we have a headphone jack, 2 speakers down here, and the buttons and the D-pad, and everything feels really nice. Big screen here, and here, just to compare it, this is the Retroid Pocket 2. So you can see it is slightly bigger. Let's compare it to a Switch. This is a Nintendo Switch. You can see it's much smaller than a Nintendo Switch, so much more portable. I actually prefer something a little bit smaller than this. This is harder to carry with you, in my opinion, but this is a great gaming system still. So this also runs Android. I will put some specs on screen somewhere for this. A lot of misconceptions about emulation. People think that you need extremely powerful hardware for emulation, and that's true if you want to emulate more current stuff. If you're really into the classics and retro gaming and whatnot, you don't need insanely powerful hardware to play those games. So that's how these stay affordable. The original Retroid Pocket 3, this device right here, is actually $129.99. And the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus is $149.99. And this will emulate pretty much anything up through PS2 and Dreamcast, I believe. But we're going to test that out. I'll show you what games look like on here and how the emulation works. Feels good in the hands. I love the 2 analog sticks. Feels much better than the sticks on this device here. So you can see the plastic on this kind of starting to yellow too. I don't know what this stick is called. This is like a weird like hockey puck type stick. Not an analog stick. This is an analog stick. Feels much better. Anyway, this has got 2 of them. That was the main complaint of the Pocket 2. And these are also buttons. All right, without further ado, let's get it plugged in and charged, and then we will turn it on and we'll see if we can play some games. I put some gameplay in there, playing some of my favorite games from regular Nintendo, SNES, Super Nintendo, and PlayStation 1. This can emulate arcade games, it can do GBA games, it can do PSP games, it can do PlayStation 2 games, it can do GameCube games as well. There are some systems that it works much better on and other systems that it won't. DS it can do, but it does have some trouble with that. It does most Dreamcast games just fine. There are a few Dreamcast games that don't work very well and the frame rates are so low that they're basically unplayable. There are a few things that have frame rate issues on the more current systems. That being said, with configuration, emulation is never plug and play, but there's lots of configurations and different settings that you can adjust to get games to run better, and I encourage you to look into some of those settings. It's very easy to search online. There's a website, retrogamecore.com. I will put a link to their website in the description below. I will also link their YouTube channel. They're very good at talking about these systems and going really in depth on the individual configuration for the Retroid Pocket 3 and other retro handhelds and stuff like that as well. But I'm traveling on business and I can't play my Megacade. This little device holds me over. I'm really looking forward to the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, which is supposed to be even better than this one, and I should get it in just the next couple of days. This device is great. I can't recommend it enough. I will say that on a full charge, I can just sleep the screen, and this will stay with enough battery life to play games for the next 3 or 4 days, and I can just wake it up and then play those games. So that's what this device is. What it is not is this is not a replacement for like a Steam Deck. A Steam Deck is much more powerful. It's also much more expensive. And it's a great emulation platform as well. It's also a lot bigger than this, but if all you're looking to do is emulate older games, classic retro games and whatnot, then this is a much cheaper route to go. It's smaller, it's lighter. Once you're done with the configuration, it's really easy to use. Anyways, guys, that's my spiel on my little retro gaming system. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. That's what I've been playing while I'm away from my Megacade. I can't wait to get back to my Megacade in a few days, especially right before the holidays, and I want to get some really good retro gaming in and hopefully make some more videos for you guys there. That being said, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Happy retro gaming.